The real tragedy of pain is not only that it hurts, it's that it takes away the life you want to live. When you look at these myths together, they all have something in common. They reduce pain. They reduce pain to damage, to a body part, to a scan, to rest, to treatment, or to avoidance. And when pain is reduced in that way, the person is reduced too. They become a spine, a knee, a shoulder, a diagnosis, a scan report, or a list of symptoms. But people are not body parts. People are whole beings with histories, stresses, beliefs, relationships, lifestyles, nutritional patterns, movement habits, emotional loads, nervous systems, hopes, fears, and responsibilities. If we want to understand persistent pain, we have to understand the person in front of us. That does not make the work vague. It makes it more honest because real people are complex. And chronic pain is often complex because human beings are complex. So the answer is not to oversimplify the person. The answer is to build a better map. A map that includes structure, movement, nutrition, inflammation, sleep, stress, the nervous system, emotions, meaning, and personal responsibility without blame. This is the map I've tried to create in my book, Beyond the Pain. My hope is that it helps people stop asking only, how do I get rid of this symptom, and begin asking, what is my body asking me to understand, and how can I participate in changing the conditions that keep this pain alive? That is a much more powerful question. So let's quickly recap the myths that we've covered today. The first myth is that pain always means damage. Pain is real, but it's not always a direct measure of damage. It's a protective signal influenced by many factors. The second myth is that the site of pain is always the source of pain. The painful area matters, but it may not be the whole story. The body is a connected system, and pain can be influenced by patterns beyond the site of symptoms. The third myth is that if the scan shows degeneration, that explains everything. A scan can show a structure, but it cannot show the whole person. Scan findings need context, and a diagnosis should not become an identity. The fourth myth is that rest is always the safest option. Rest can be helpful, especially when the body is acutely injured or overloaded, but recovery often requires the right dose of movement, load, and confidence building. The fifth myth is that treatment alone will fix everything. Now, treatment can be valuable, but lasting change often requires active participation. The way you live, move, eat, sleep, breathe, recover, and respond to stress can all matter. And the sixth myth is that chronic pain means your life has to shrink. I do not believe that should be the final story. The goal is not just less pain, the goal is more life. And that's really the heart of this episode. Many people are not stuck because they're lazy, weak, or broken. They're stuck because they've been given an incomplete map. They've been taught to chase symptoms, fear their body, outsource their recovery, or reduce themselves to a diagnosis. But when we begin to understand pain as a protective whole person experience, different questions become possible. Not just what is wrong with me, but what is my body trying to communicate? What is increasing threat? What is reducing capacity? What can I influence? What support do I need? What would help me feel safer, stronger, better nourished, better rested, and more confident? And what life am I trying to rebuild? Those questions are not quick fixes, but they are better questions. And better questions often lead to better paths. These are exactly the kinds of ideas I explore in more depth in my book, Beyond the Pain, a whole person approach to understanding pain and participating in recovery. The book is not a magic solution, and it's not a replacement for proper professional support. What I hope it will do is help you understand pain differently, ask better questions, and begin participating more actively in your own recovery. If this sparked something for you, there's a much deeper conversation in the full episode. You can watch it here on YouTube or on Spotify, or listen on Apple Podcasts. Like, subscribe, and stay connected for more.